What's up everybody, Shadow Ninja here and welcome back to Rage Quit. Before we get started with this mini review, I would just like to give a shout out to my brother and fellow YouTuber, the Avenger 1108, who watched Jigsaw with me. If you don't already know, he has been featured in my Walking Dead final season walkthrough, and he has a channel of his own called Dem Roleplays though, where he gets a couple actors for a specific game and creates stories that are pretty much well received by his viewers. I am featured in some of his videos, and he just hit 100 subs, so if you're into that stuff, type in Dem Roleplays though, and check out his content. But anyways, let's get into the video. So, I finally watched Jigsaw. I alluded to this movie many times during my Rage Quit movie reviews such as Leatherface and the speculation video about Slenderman. I kinda bashed it because the movie itself didn't look promising. I mean, the trailer made the movie look goofy, and without the original Jigsaw in it, I wasn't too interested. But I recently got hold of it, and I watched it from beginning to end, and to be honest, I kinda liked it. I was definitely surprised by how well it was put together at some parts, and the ending had a twist that I didn't even see coming. The movie kept a classic Saw feel to it, putting people to the test to try to redeem themselves by outwitting ridiculous traps, while private investigators and detectives try to figure out what's going on behind the scenes. The traps were devious and smart, the detective scenes were kind of slow, so that's my only real complaint, and the blood and gore was spot on. The acting was believable, and the writers made the victims more unique because every person had something to hide, and in one way or another, they all got what was coming to them. Horror movies nowadays don't usually do what the Saw movies did. They don't really get in the minds of people and truly try to decipher what a real person would do in that situation or what they're scared of. But the creators of Saw and Jigsaw did, for the most part. Most of the characters reacted to the situations realistically, and the traps they faced were all individually specific to one victim. It was like Jigsaw predicted every move the survivors made, giving the whole movie that feel that he was always 2 steps ahead and he didn't have a single flaw in his plan. But I am not saying by any means that it's a flawless movie, and it was not a 10 out of 10. But if you're a Saw fan, definitely think about checking it out. I just rented it and thought, worst case scenario, I don't like it. It was $2. But hey, it brought me back to when I watched Saw 1 with that ridiculous twist at the end. This movie had a similar ending, but one that was clever enough to catch me off guard. So my pros and cons of Jigsaw, let's start off with the pros. The graphics and gore were realistic and on point. The acting was above average. Characters felt real and were treated that way. The pacing of the whole film was good, and there was minimal humor, but when it did show up, it fit the scene. The story was straightforward, smart, and it stayed true to the original Jigsaw, and the ending was great. I didn't see a twist like that coming, and it felt very true to the original Saw endings. Now for my cons. I personally could have done without the detective scenes because they kind of were shoved in when the trap scenes were getting good, but they were necessary for the entire movie. And during the movie, one survivor in particular makes a really bad decision, and it was almost laughable how she didn't even keep her bearings and freaked out, even when she found out the answer to her specific puzzle. And lastly, some minor plot holes exist in the movie that weren't really explained, and we really never got too much context for any specific character. They never felt like there was a main character, but I guess that's okay. But every character had a 2-dimensional personality, and it never developed or changed. I'm not saying that's bad either, but I personally didn't like it. But overall, the movie was good in my opinion, so I'm going to give Jigsaw a high 6 or maybe even a 7 out of 10 for my personal rating. Let's just hope they don't make 6 more Saw movies, because I don't know if I can watch that many reboots. But thanks for watching the video, and let me know what you guys think about the movie and what movie reviews you guys want me to do next. And I will see you on the next one.